money, taxes, business entities. This is usually around the time when freelancers' eyes start to glaze over, but this stuff is really important, so let's talk about it. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan, and I'm your best freelancing friend, here to help you grow your business. Before I say another word, a disclaimer. I am not a lawyer or an accountant, and I'm not going to give you legal advice or tax advice. In this video, we're going to be talking about bank accounts and a little bit about business entities. I'm just going to tell you what I did, what worked for me personally, and maybe some things that I would do differently if I were to start my business over again. My advice is to treat this video like a springboard so that you know what to go out and research and find the best solutions for you. A common question I get from freelancers is, does my business need its own bank account? And it's a very valid question because I'm always saying that freelancers are business owners. So it would make sense that as a freelancer, you need a business bank account. Now, for context, I am based in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the US, and as a freelancer, I was not required to have a separate bank account for my business. You can keep everything together. However, there are a few benefits to having a separate account for your business, so that's what we're going to talk about first. First of all, if you open a separate banking account for your business, it makes it way easier to keep your personal finances separate from your business finances, which is then going to make tax season way easier. You'll be able to more easily see what money you need to pay taxes on, and also the expenses that you paid for that you might be able to deduct to lower your taxable income. It also makes it easier to make your estimated quarterly payments, which is something I talk about in this video. The link is below. Admittedly, this is more of a mental thing, but if you have a separate bank account for your freelancing business and you have a checking and a savings account, what I did was I used that savings account to stash away the money that I was going to use specifically to make my estimated quarterly payments. The money wasn't in my personal account. It was out of sight, out of mind. That stopped me from spending that money that I needed to save for my taxes, and it also helped me to understand and really internalize that it was never my money in the first place. It was the government's money. So when it came time to pay up, I never felt like I was losing money because I had never owned that money in the first place. This little trick helped me so much. Secondly, having a separate business bank account could possibly, maybe, limit your liability in the event that somebody sues you. It could help, okay? Hopefully, you never have to deal with this in the first place. If it is a concern or you just want more protection, then you should look into registering your business as an LLC, a limited liability company, which we're going to talk about in a minute, so stick with me. Something else that's really nice about having an actual business bank account is that down the road, if and when you start to use more tools and software to run your business, they will very likely integrate very nicely with your bank account. For example, I use Gusto to manage my payroll and payroll taxes. I use Xero to manage all my bookkeeping, or rather my bookkeeper uses Xero to manage my bookkeeping. These integrate directly with my business bank account so that everything is streamlined and it's a little more automated. This helps prevent human error and also just makes everyone's lives easier. The alternative is to do it all manually, which I can tell you from experience, if you ever try to run payroll manually, it sucks. Another benefit is that having a separate bank account for your business kind of helps you to, at a glance, determine if you are becoming healthier financially. This is only one number that you should be looking at. It certainly doesn't give you the total picture of how your business is doing, but as an example, if you notice that the balance in your business banking account is going up, your business is becoming more valuable. If your business finances are commingled with your personal finances, you can't as easily gauge that. Finally, business bank accounts are usually a lot more flexible than personal bank accounts. Personal bank accounts will often limit how many transactions you can have in a day, week, month. So we're talking about sending and receiving money, and they also limit how much you can send or receive. Business bank accounts have much higher thresholds, so you are far less likely to run into those limits. Ultimately, if you think freelancing is going to be a long-term thing for you, then my opinion is you should keep your finances separate, even though you don't have to. Yes, on paper, you are the business and the business is you, but there's still a big difference between your personal and your business finances. Also, don't make the mistake I did. Keeping everything combined is going to seem really easy and manageable in the beginning, but I'm telling you, as your business grows and becomes more complex, it gets really messy if you try to keep everything in one account. This is kind of the same reason why I suggest you have a separate phone number for your business, which you can do for free with something like Google Voice. If you end up deciding that you do want to open up a freelance bank account for your business, I highly suggest you do your due diligence, compare your options, and always read the fine print. For instance, if you're considering Bank A, do they charge a monthly fee? Do they have minimum balance requirements? What are they? Do they offer extra features and tools to help businesses? Can you do all of your banking online or through a mobile app? Do they have a physical location? Do you care if they have a physical location? Do they offer rewards? Do they offer a bonus when you sign up with them? Some banks will actually give you money if you open an account with them. Pretty cool. Like I said though, read the fine print. Minimum monthly balances and monthly fees, those two things in particular can really sneak up on you. And if you miss those details, then your bank account is going to end up costing you money. We can avoid this, so let's do that. On a related note, if you open a freelance bank account, then that bank will very likely approach you with the opportunity to also open a credit card with them. I grew up thinking that credit cards were the devil. It's one of those kind of toxic money thoughts. I talk about that more in this video. If you use credit cards properly and responsibly, they can be a tool. They can help you build your business credit score, and a lot of credit cards offer rewards depending what you use them to purchase. So you're basically getting free money, which is really cool. This could be a whole video in and of itself, so I'm not going to get into it too much here, but generally, if I'm considering a credit card for my business, which admittedly I don't do often, I have 2 credit cards and that's it, I'm going to look at the interest rates, the rewards, and approximately how much I think I would be spending with that card each month. You also want to compare your approximate monthly expenses with the credit limit of that card, because there's a general rule of thumb that with credit cards, you don't want to spend too close to the credit limit because it's bad for your credit score. So for example, if you get a credit card and the limit is $5,000, you don't want to be charging $4,800 to that card every month because it's really close to the limit. I pay my business's credit cards off every single month without batting an eye. That is what I suggest for you. I never charge anything that I know I can't comfortably pay off. I use them regularly, but modestly, and over time, I'm accumulating these rewards, which I can then use for whatever I want. Remember that they're not giving you free money. You have to pay that money back. And if you take too long to pay it back, they're going to charge you interest on it. All right, let's keep going. I might make a separate video on this because I feel like it warrants a bigger discussion. But earlier I talked about registering your business as an LLC, a limited liability company. One of the main reasons that people sometimes do this is because it offers certain legal protections. I did not do this at first. Don't quote me on this because I can't remember the exact number, but my accountant at the time, and this was years ago, had told me that it's not worth registering your business as an LLC until you're making approximately $4,000 a month consistently. And that's the part I'm unsure of. It was around 4,000. It might have been 5,000, but it was in that general ballpark. Ballpark. So yeah, if you're just starting freelancing and you're making like a couple hundred here and then maybe 800 the next month and then 100 the third month, it's too soon, don't worry about it. Once I registered my business as an LLC, I got an EIN, an employer identification number, which is what I give to clients whenever they want to set up wire transfers or direct deposit. It's really nice because I don't have to give out my social security number anymore. Also, like I mentioned a moment ago, it gives you an added layer of protection legally. It's baked right into the name, limited liability company. It limits your liability. And because I registered specifically as an LLC taxed as an S corporation, it offered me certain tax benefits that I wouldn't get as a freelancer. Freelancer taxes here are, they're a lot. Like I said, I only did this after I was more established because if you do it too early on, it's not really worth it. And it's actually going to cost you more money, like compared to the benefit you get out of it. You got to remember that having an LLC is actually an expense because when you do that, you get a business license and you have to pay both your city and the state to maintain those licenses. So every year you have to pay. If you are a new freelancer, just tuck this little nugget of wisdom in your back pocket and revisit it later on. If you think you might be ready for this step, talk to a lawyer or an accountant, see if someone can give you a free consultation or a quick call, or if you're at this point, then you probably have the money to pay for one consultation so that a professional can give you more specific direction. If this video made your head spin, you are not alone. Taxes, money, business entities, all of this was and continues to be a learning process for me. I can write in my sleep. That's what I do. I'm a writer. I'm very good at it. But when you start talking about logistics like this, I have to work a little harder to keep up. So don't be discouraged. There are so many resources, free resources out there that will help you make a more informed decision. And all of this stuff gets easier with time. Like I said, I cannot give you legal or tax advice, but I can talk to you as one friend to another, one freelancer to another. So if you have questions that you think I might be able to help with, or even just point you in the right direction, feel free to drop me a comment below. If you're struggling to grow your business and land new freelancing clients, you are not alone. You've probably noticed that there's a ton of information available about how to land clients online, which almost makes it harder to figure out what steps to take. In my program, Revenue Spark, I will give you the exact formula that I myself still use to go out and land high-paying, high-quality, long-term clients. My students and I are getting great results. Don't take my word for it. I'm going to leave some screenshots. You can pause this video and check them out. Here's what some people are saying about my program. If you're interested in learning more, I'm leaving the link below where you can view the full course curriculum. You can check out more testimonials. And if you're interested in taking the next step, that means booking a call with me so we can see if we're a good fit for each other. If you're still here, it means you found this video helpful, and I would be very grateful if you could give it a thumbs up and support my channel. Again, if you have any questions about what we discussed, drop me a comment and I'll do my very best to help you, and I'll see you in the next video.